Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to keep things peaceful and civil, okay? So what we're going to be covering in this video is the nurturing aspect that the Payday devs are going to be giving to the Payday community, or at least the Payday cult, because they need more nurturing than the rest of the community. So this is going to be a response video to my last video that I made about the nurturing, and a lot of you guys didn't like it because you need a little extra nurturing. Maybe your parents didn't give that to you, who knows, but we will get down to business in this video here. Before we get started, I want to show you guys a little clip that I recorded earlier this morning. My first game on for Payday 3, and it was in a public lobby. Believe it or not, I got an ammo funnel team, and the guy who was using ammo funnel was in custody. Believe it or not. Let's roll the clip.
Cops are about to launch a final attack wave. They won't back down this time. Joy is in custody. Turn off this effort! Shield in the world, guys.
As you can see, I joined a public lobby earlier this morning. You can say it's paid actors or not, but I can assure you these guys are not my friends. One guy was in custody, one guy was hiding in the room for his friend to get out of custody, which is understandable, but I asked, what build are you guys using? And the one in custody said he was using a version of ammo funnel with a shotgun. As I stated in my previous video, I am constantly getting in lobbies like this where I join in and the people have ammo funnel and they don't really know what they're doing, even though the game's been almost out for a year now and they're high level players, so there is no excuse for not knowing what to do. It's just a skillless skill giving players lifeless gameplay opportunities and not promoting growth. Alright, now I'm going to throw up some comments on the screen. We're going to respond to them civilly here, even though I already responded to them the way I wanted to, but for the video's sake and the nurturing aspect, we'll keep everything civil. As you can see from the user Notch here, he says nobody camps in rooms anymore, but that is logically not true, especially when your teammates are in custody or if you have no idea what you are doing. User states, dude, do you realize this was one of the few skill combos that was actually fun? Not everyone sits in a corner shooting cops for eternity with this skill, not after the challenges were removed. Once again, I'm going to question the fun aspect of this skill. This is a skillless skill that promotes lifeless gameplay, whether you like it or not. The whole idea behind the nerf was to take a skill that is overly used and to turn it down a few notches so that it's not superly overpowered and promote lifeless gameplay by just sitting there and holding down the trigger aimlessly and killing cops. Brambino says, I'll take. I use shotguns without the perk anyway, and I also agree with the generalized opinion that this change in the game's current state is not beneficial to anybody. They literally already have this perk under the shotgun skill line, you know, the one that gives reload speed based on if you have edge and grit up. You said some BS in this video about people sitting in corners throughout heists, not doing anything objective based. Now we're going to have people that literally fixate on ammo pickups and further avoid objectives. And to be frank, most ammo funnel users I have played with are quite objective based. Sounds like you public queue with people who either A, don't know all the objectives on every map, who can blame them, as most people I play with in pub games barely know how to do objectives outside the circle minigames. You're actually using fixate on ammo pickups to further avoid the fact that this skillless skill promotes lifeless gameplay. You are supposed to go pick up ammo whenever you need ammo. You're not supposed to sit there and infinitely unload bullets like it's a death machine in zombies. That's not how it works, buddy. You gotta reload, you gotta use skill, okay? Also, it's not that hard. The fact that on Overkill, there's cops everywhere. You just kill a cop right in front of you, you run over their dead body, pick up ammo, and you move on to the objective that's right in front of you. I've had no issue running around the map without ammo funnel, with just a pistol in hand, killing cops, picking up ammo, and moving on to the next objective. It's not that hard, right? I also can't control what public lobbies I get into, and the fact that majority of them are bad lobbies where I'm getting ammo funnel players that are sitting back just waiting to die basically, or players that don't know what they're doing and I have to go run out and do the objectives myself, or even revive majority of the players, or B, aren't skilled enough to have the game knowledge to keep up with the objectives. For majority of the situations, it's definitely not enough skill, and they do definitely have the game knowledge, especially if they're over level 100. They should know how the game works, so that's not really an excuse, but definitely lack of skill is the issue. And that's why Ammo Funnel is a skillless skill, because it promotes lifeless gameplay. This change is not a good one. It's for more reasons other than their silly perk change. A lot of people are disgruntled with the fact they entirely neglected their partner's opinions, which were entirely right, but instead choose to do the polar opposite. It's about being heard as a community. For the Starbreeze partner situation, I could care less because their opinions are formed around boosting their image and that's it. If it's about being heard as a community, how about the Starbreeze partner actually have a debate with people that have an opposite view than they do, because they actually are too scared or afraid to do it in my opinion, and maybe we can actually come together as a community instead of fighting each other. I get you want to demonstrate to others that this change is minuscule to some degree, and if you had some genuine points here, then hell, who knows, maybe I would agree with you, but calling other members of the community names and throwing shade at people who have been effed out of their builds is kinda a silly take. Hope you can take a second and see how silly what you've said in this video is, and you can understand with this other opinion that berating people online just makes you look like a pompous a-hole. The only genuine point I need to make is this is a skillless skill that promotes a lifeless gameplay. End of story, ... Don't worry, I have taken a second to see how silly your profile picture is. Who eats Raisin Bran? Alright, Carl says, honestly the change is overall good, but the game state is not ready for huge balance changes like this. They really should focus on getting the community's trust back rather than doing stuff they heard would be frowned upon by the community. Alright, so when you mean community, I'm pretty sure you mean the Payday cult, because not everybody in the community sees the way you guys see this. So we need to come to some sort of an agreement or actually look at both sides of the story rather than just looking at one side, and we can debate about this to actually bring the community together. All in all, Ammo Funnel is obviously overpowered and should be changed, but probably after they put more / rework skills so that there's more playstyles to jump into. Yes, there are plenty of skills that do need rework, but there are still opportunities to actually do different playstyles besides just using infinite ammo basically. Yes indeed, Beyond, the change got reverted anyways. That's what happens when you get what you want when you whine. Banana says, I don't play Payday 3, but I don't see the problem with this skill. Considering how a lot of the game is defending something, wouldn't a skill that rewards kills with a faster reload be good? This isn't a jab at you or anything, just weird to see how heated you are over it. So it's already been discussed in the comments, but he didn't really have a full understanding of what was going on with the nerf. But the fact that he says this nerf would have been good regardless because you get to reload faster just goes to show you that he wouldn't have mind as a player that doesn't even play the game. And yes, that not reloading is overpowered because you have infinite ammo. Alright, Ant says, this video is ace over generalizing playstyles in a game where camping is promoted with a awful armor system. It's funny how you're complaining about an awful armor system when it actually requires skill to stay alive and complete the heist, but you're supporting a skillless skill that promotes lifeless gameplay. Also, you are completely misunderstanding why people are complaining about this skill in the first place. Most don't care about the nerf, but the context of Payday 3 as a whole. I think you are misunderstanding how this nerf was supposed to help the game instead of hurt it and promote lifeless gameplay, but this nerf doesn't really have to do anything as Payday 3 as a whole. There are so many other issues for Payday 3 that they need to work with, but this should not be a main issue that people cry about. Everyone's complaining about heist replayability, armor system, skills. Okay, let's nerf one of the only skills in the game that actually do more than forcing the player to do a tap dance while jiggling for 3 seconds, then tickle the closest dozer for a 10% buff to damage. None of what you just described there really relies on a medic build, because when I'm using a full-on medic build, I am definitely not tap dancing or jiggling for for 3 seconds, and I'm definitely not tickling the closest dozer's balls there for a 10% buff to damage.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
Dark says ammo funnel isn't even the problem, replenish is. See, the thing about replenish is it's a general skill that anybody can use for any single build you make, but ammo funnel is the heart of the problem that allows you to have infinite ammo when ammo is getting sent into your magazine, which in turn promotes lifeless gameplay because it's a skillless skill. Cobra says, worst take I've seen in a while, disregarding you being disrespectful in the comments too. I use ammo funnel and replenish and run around and don't camp. The generalization here is off the charts, but I guess everyone who uses it is a degenerate. This is one of the very few skills that make loud fun for most people. They nerf it in a horrible way that nobody asked for. Instead of focusing on more important manners, everyone, including their partners, agree it's a blank effing decision, but I guess it's a good change. Honestly, just a bad bait with even worse selfish takes. So what I say in my comment section is whatever I want because this is my channel and you don't have to be here to look at anything I post, so you can go on your merry way if you'd like. And the one thing is every time I say something that everybody thinks it applies to them, and if it doesn't apply to you, then don't worry about it. But the fact is that a majority of the players use ammo funnel and they hide or rather die and go into custody. So it's a big issue. If this is one of the very few skills that actually makes loud fun, then that just means you lack the skill to actually play the game properly because they were going to nerf this skill so the players could play the game properly and actually require skill instead of using infinite ammo to kill cops. For the partners, they're only looking out for the best interest of themselves and they wouldn't want to debate the other side of this topic because they are scared, but I'm open for debate. Also, the fact that you think I'm baiting people into raging and stuff like that is just ridiculous because I can have my own opinion and I can hold it strongly just the same way as you guys do. So end of story. Casper says, just untrue. I'm constantly on the move all the time, gunning my way around, getting bags secured. You're just generalizing. I don't know what lobbies you've been in, but I don't run into these people. The skill perk is good and a good addition. They just need to make other perks good like it and it'll be fine. Also, change has been reverted, so L or something, I don't know. You're just another person that wants everything to be OP, so no matter what you use, it will be strong no matter what. But clearly this skill needs to be nerfed because it's a skillless skill that is overpowered. Also, I can't control what lobbies I get into because I'm solo queuing, and your lobbies are most likely pre-made, or you're just not getting unfortunately unlucky as I am because I play a lot of online lobbies and they are not that great. Alex says, man, this video did not age well at all. I am just not gonna go down this road and take a dive down into your channel and the horrors I witnessed, but we'll move on. Jay says, here comes two mad nostalgic Payday 2 throwaways trying to argue a moot point. I don't know what you're really referring to here just because of the certain word selection you used is not that great. But if you're referring to me hating Payday 2 in some way or shape or form, that is just untrue. I played the game when it first came out on console and loved it ever since. I just don't like playing older games anymore, but we'll move on. Smokey says, L take. The only L take is this random video you have up on your channel that is like literally a couple seconds long of you doing something in the dark, which is kind of weird. So my good sir, this is an L take for you. And last but not least, Mr. Gordon Freeman himself says, I agree with you. Thank you, Mr. Freeman. I agree with you as well. Some people actually have the brains to understand what this nerf is meant to do, to not promote lifeless gameplay, and to get rid of a skillless skill. Hats off to you, Mr. Freeman. Alright, now we're going to close off on the video here. I am open to debate with any Starbreeze partner that wants to debate on certain topics and to actually put effort into bringing the community together besides dividing it up and giving the response for only one side and not the other. But if you enjoyed this peaceful debate here that I just brought up, I know in the comments section it isn't peaceful, but regardless, we're here to nurture and to care for the community because the Payday cult needs the nurturing it deserves. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.